Yep, it's Tuesday again. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Crash Clinic, the Repairer Social Network. Let's talk about the industry, of course. It's all about crash repairs. This week seems to have gone very fast, of course, because I've popped on a few times to talk about another issue that I've had in respect of the DVLA, which I will touch on in a minute, of course. Firstly, again, right, I was a little bit shocked this week. I thought we haven't had many people much interest this week, and it's been going at a rate of 100 mile an hour since we started. And LinkedIn's been growing massively, and the members are now coming on nicely. And I thought, it's really suddenly just gone really quiet. My emails weren't coming in because people have been contacting me. We've been talking about stuff, and it's been great. And it's been I suddenly went dead. I thought, wow. So I had to restart my computer today, and boom, all these emails come flying in. So if there's someone out there, just in case you ever have that problem, restart your computer. I was absolutely amazed. Everything started to flood in through loads of different email accounts. So I've got quite a busy evening there to catch up. So I thought there was me thinking, this is nice. Anyway, Crash Clinic, of course, is growing nicely. Thanks, everyone, for your interest. I do believe we need to grow it faster. There is so much happening around us already. I keep saying this. It's going to change more in the next 10 years than ever. Well, it's happening right now, of course. Don't forget as well, we've sent a few of these out this week. If you'd like any, you might be able to see that. They're lovely little pads for anybody who would like one, of course. And we've got these fantastic, nice, big year chart wall planners. They're pretty cool to plan your year. There's still plenty enough of the year left to get using those. So if you want one, all you got to do is inbox me your address and I'll send you one of those out, of course. So that's fantastic for anybody who wants one. Absolutely anyone. There is a handful of them left, of course. So, get in quickly. Right. Where have we been all week? You probably noticed that I put up tonight's one. I've been very busy and I've got to keep it quite short because I've got my insurance renewal up, which we'll talk about that again as well in a minute. And where do we go? The industry is... we're struggling. I don't know about you guys. Parts, we're struggling to get parts at the moment. It's probably our biggest issue at this minute. It's causing delays all over the place. And we're having to, every Monday now, we're coming together to look and say, right, let's look at all the jobs, all the problem jobs, and what can we do to fix them and correct them. So I don't know if you're doing something similar to that, but it's a problem. And I don't know if it's getting any better for anyone. Don't know if anyone knows. Is it going to get better? What's it looking like in future coming months? Because it has been a major problem for us. Pretty sure it's a major problem for you. Anyhow, what I'm finding as well at the moment is the price increases. We all know it's all over the news about how everything's going up and gas and all the commodities that us, especially as repairers, are going to be using a lot of. But this today was quite a huge increase of 23% with Safety Clean. I got a letter. What was it today? It came in today. It's what day is the 15th? And it's going up on the 28th. They've said on the 28th, it's going up 23%. So that's a good hike. If you look at inflation and everything else, I'm sitting here, and this is what I'm trying to say is how much is everything going up? Do we know? Are we guessing what's happening? We need to do something to actually try and find out how much everything in our industry is going up, gas and all this other stuff. Because at the moment, we're going to be absorbing all the losses as per usual. Well, we're not in a position to absorb too many losses because we're already very close to the bone, as we know in this industry. So I'm waiting for you guys to help me, give me some comments in here. Tell me what you're finding is going up, because I think as an industry we need to look at this. Spoke about it before. I think we also need to do a study on our labour rate once and for all across the UK. Every repairer that wants to get involved. I'm quite happy to do the report, of course. We've got to share some information. So, we need to get over that kind of thing. We need to work together. The idea of Crash Clinic is creating a group of futurized businesses that want to work together to make for the better of this industry. So I think that's a massive problem at the moment. And I think it's going to hit us very hard because all of a sudden, come February, March, everyone's prices have gone through the roof and we'll be absorbing all the costs going, we should have done something about that earlier. So I'm here to try and do that. I can only try, guys. This is our website. This is our social repairer network. It's for you guys to jump on board and start talking between yourselves. Raise up. You guys bring up the issues. You guys bring up everything we need to talk about. I'm waiting to hear from you. I've just started to put some polls out to try and find out bits of information about everybody, trying to get something about the industry so we can have some better discussions. But I know that at the moment, the massive problem is going to be everything going up. So if we're not careful, it's just going to happen around us. I keep saying this. So please, if you're an independent repairer and want to get involved, join Crash Clinic, because I want to start having some, chats on Zooms or whatever behind closed doors where we can talk and discuss about things we need to. So that's the issue with everything going up. I thought 23% today was quite shocking. I thought, wow, I've seen some people putting up a little bit here, a few percent here. But today, that was a huge hike. So what does that mean for us? How much have we got to go up? We've got to go up. We can't absorb it. If the whole world's going up and everything's going up, I'm sorry, insurers and everyone else involved in the industry, but it has to happen, because otherwise, again, we're already struggling. If everything's going up, something's got to happen and something's got to go with it. So, guys, talk to me. I want to hear from everybody, of course. It might be that we plan a night where we all just get together and start discussing it. I'm just throwing things out there because I want to do something about it. I hope you want to do something about it. So please get in touch about that. Put some comments in there, of course. And it's about sharing information, coming together, putting all our brain power together and working this out. And I'm sure we can. There's enough clever people in this industry. Right, the other one, so I'm going to keep that one there. If you've been following the story of the DVLA, I'll lighten it up a little bit with this because this is outrageous. It's been on Crash Clinic, and this is where I have 2 cars. I'm pretty sure everybody in the industry outsources some cars somewhere, our courtesy cars. We've got a couple of mechanical problems. We sent them out to a garage. The one car, they couldn't find the problem with, so it sat there for quite some time. And then the other car is a problem that I believe they've done some work they shouldn't have done. We're having a bit of a ding-dong about it. It happens. It's business. Anyway, we've got over that. We've sorted it out and resolved it. In the middle of that, where I'm going, I'm not paying for that. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't have done that work on it. He applied for the logbooks. The mechanical garage applied for the logbooks. The DVLA correctly wrote to me and said, someone's applied for your logbooks. I said, fantastic. Don't give them. They're mine. They're just at the MOT station having some work done. Now, the one car was being held as ransom and the other car was being held because we were having an argument about it. So, funny story, but there you go. It wasn't running. So I was like, oh, well, you can keep it for me for a bit, stuff it. In the middle of this, while we're rowing, the DVLA have wrote to me to say that they're going to give my logbooks to the garage. Wow. They said, because I'm not in, I haven't got possession of them, that the other guy was able to send some pictures of it. I said, well, that's obvious. I've just told you. I'm not hiding anything. They're at the MOT station. Sometimes they go and have a windscreen. Sometimes they go and have a tyres done. Does that mean every time they go out, someone can claim my logbook? I doubt it. But anyway, they've done it. So this is going to be a great story, because I've, if you followed it on from last week, and I've sort of jumping in every few days to explain this one, because they've come back and said that that they thank you for my reply about the keepership. They've invented a word, keepership. This is, I find absolutely hilarious. Keepership. I don't know what that is, but today I asked them. I have written to them and said, look, that's twice you've used this word. I've searched for it, can't find it. It's not in the dictionary. For me to understand this letter in the correct context, I need to understand what it is you mean by the word keepership. I've heard of ownership, but I've never heard of keepership. So I'm waiting for that to come back. In the middle of that, I asked them. I can't remember if somebody on here last week actually dropped a message in and said, I wonder if that's going to add an owner to your vehicle. So I asked the question, and I wrote back and said, okay, I understand now that you've given my logbook out. Has that added an owner to my vehicles? Yes. They came back and said, yes, it has. So again, here we are with another issue now, because they're on about just keepership, and the letter clearly states purely from the keepership, because the car needs to be taxed, and they apparently need to know who's in it for for tickets and all this kind of stuff. Load of rubbish. I know they're making it up. The vehicle that is the person who has the vehicle in their possession is responsible for making sure it's properly registered and taxed. So every time a guy takes your car off to have a tyre done or a windscreen or something like that, they're responsible to have it taxed and MOT'd. I don't think so. Absolute rubbish. And I think they know that, but they're just not backing down. It's an amazing story. So I've written there and asked them for the to break that down about the keepership word, and now they've confirmed that they have put these. I'm pretty sure they're 2 one-owner vehicles as well. So they've now put another owner on my vehicles, now devaluing my vehicle. So I've asked them who it is that I need to issue proceedings on if I'm not happy with the response that I get back from them, and they've come back and said I need to issue on the Secretary of State. It sounds awesome, don't it? So I can't wait to take this further forward. I will keep you updated. I think it's outrageous, of course, but that's the DVLA for you. So that's a story on its own that's going to be fun. It can't be right. It just cannot be right. They've put 2 owners on my car from somebody else having it in their possession. If I lease cars out, I'm responsible for the MOT and tax. And the person who has the car, the keepership, is only responsible to insure it because it's my car. I own it. Just because they're using it, it's not going to put another owner on the logbook. But they're in possession of it. I'm not in possession of it. They are. But I'm still a registered keeper. When it comes to parking fines and it comes to, all these fines that come in through on the roads, the parking, the double yellers, the congestions, they all come to me. And when I write back and say, whoa, hold on, this is the person in the car. This is the courtesy car they're in. They go, no, you're the owner. You're the keeper. That's strange. You two don't know your arse from your elbow because one of you is saying one and one's saying the other thing. But there you go. That's another problem. So it's a bit of fun. We'll follow that one through, see where we go with that. We've got more important issues than that, of course, but it's just day-to-day stuff you have to do in your business. So my insurance is due. I've come to I'm looking at that tonight, so I've got to get cracking on and get move on with that. But there's just something I wanted to bring up from last year as well, because we all have insurance again, and insurance is a massive overhead, which we all know. There is a claims history. My insurance last year told me that the claims history was very important. And apparently I had a massive claims history. I was like, what? Never had a crash in years. So we got the history and there was loads of claims on my insurance. Talk about shocked. So we quickly went through them all. And it was literally a case of this. Oh, yes, that was a guy out in a courtesy car on his own insurance. His crash. Oh, yes, that was another guy who had a crash and blah, blah. And that was another guy who had it. And it was stolen while it was out on his insurance. And he was. So I've got all these claims registered against me because of the MID. Because we have to put our cars on the MID, of course, when we put them out to another customer and it goes onto their insurance, they have something, they have an accident, they have a vehicle stolen, whatever it is, it's on their insurance. Now, I wanted to follow this through last year, but obviously with COVID and all that, didn't have enough time. But it's something this year I've got no claims on there, so it's not as hard. There is one or two again, which I know for a fact. I'm going to write back and say they're not mine. What annoys me is the fact that the insurer knows they haven't paid out because they haven't paid out my claim. So why is it sitting on my claims history, or why was it last year when they had all these claims that were sitting on my insurance? But they all because of the MID. The cars were on the MID, of course they were. They're my cars. They had to be on there. But while they were out to somebody else for a week or for 2 weeks, and they were insuring it, you don't take it off for that period, of course. But they were having the crash, and it was on their insurance. Their insurance paid out. Cheekily, I think. I don't know. I'm just suggesting. Cheekily, those claims are all on my insurance. You need to check with yours, of course. Every time you come for your renewal, ask for your claims history. Really look at them with a fine-tooth comb, because I was absolutely shocked. Sometimes we're very busy and we rush and they give you a price and you just crack on. Always check your insurance, because that when I went through the 20 claims last year and said, oh, look at that, not one of them is mine. They said, it doesn't make much difference anyway. Well, that was funny, because when you gave it me, you went, oh, crikey, your insurance is going through the roof because of this. So can't have it both ways, can they? But that's just another issue, guys and girls, which I find fascinating. You need to check on that when it's your insurances, of course, because our insurance is a huge overhead. And that's another thing that through Crash Clinic, I would like to carry out a survey, find out what sizes the businesses are, and I don't mean prying, I just mean the size of your unit, amount of courtesy cars, insurable value, quite simple. And then we can kind of get a guess on who's paying way over the odds and who's not, because I believe I am. But again, what have we got to measure with? I know when I first started, my motor trade insurance was very cheap. I very rarely make a claim on my insurance, and it seems to be going through the roof. Don't know if you've got it the same way, guys and girls, but let me know, of course, because that's another interesting factor. But these are all things where I'm trying to tell you Crash Clinic is about us coming together, sharing information and getting better and stronger. That's what Crash Clinic is all about. It's been great to see loads of people joining again this week, even though I was quite sad and didn't think they were. There was loads, so thanks again. LinkedIn's gone through the roof. I think we're over 1,100 people now, which has gone really quick. It's fantastic. But we just need to push you to the website. Join up on the website, because that's where the real, intricate stuff's going to happen. That's where we can talk amongst ourselves and have no one else there. I know a lot of people are quite scared, so they don't want to talk openly. You don't have to on Crash Clinic. If you go on there and you're not signed in, you can't see anything. It's blank. But once you're signed in, you can then see, and we can talk amongst ourselves. And yes, I'm being very careful on who I'm allowing onto the site, of course, because it's a Crash Clinic for the repairers. We've got different levels, so the repairer get a level, and then suppliers get a level, so suppliers can't say what we're talking about either. It's very clever for us to be able to discuss our industry. We need to stand together and do this before it changes around us, before more and more disappear and we become weaker. Together as a big group, we can be big and powerful. We can have much more power in everything we do. Buying stuff, discounts, you name it. That's the future of Crash Clinic. I need you to join, and I need you to join in. It's your body shop. It's your industry. It's your business, and it's our world, and it's going to change drastically around us if we're not careful. All right, just another quick one there. I got a couple of things this week I thought was quite comical. As many predicted in the last 12 months, claims management companies seem to be moving away from the traditional motor claims sector due to profits being squeezed by the reforms, and I presume they mean the reforms of the personal injury side of it disappearing. And due to this, there's been a huge increase in property. Is it property? Housing disrepair claims. So that makes it sound to me like it's possible it could be solicitor-based claims companies that are moving towards that, of course. Claims inflation. They reckon that claims are going through the roof, of course. Well, inflation, everything's going through the roof. We know that. There has been much talk recently of falling motor premiums. Please shed some light on that, anyone. If you really believe that motor premiums are going down, I've never met anyone who said, "Oh, wow, my insurance went way down this year. Fantastic." Never heard that in my life, to be fair, let alone recently. So they reckon that there's reduced claims volumes and a drop in fraud thanks to the whiplash reforms, and it's all positive news. So apparently there's been a massive decrease in all this stuff. So it should affect our premiums. I don't think we'll see that, of course, because we do know it's shared around the world for all the other problems that they get with insurances, etc. And I'm sure they're going to be holding on to a lot for the war. Let's fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Of course, the cost of everything is going up, but why is this being felt so heavily in the vehicle hire and damage arena? This article will be looking at where the inflation is coming from and what we predict will happen in 2022 and the causes of inflation. Straight away, they hit at repairs. We haven't put our prices up yet. We need to. We desperately need to. The parts prices are going up. Everyone who supplies everything to us is going up. I'm pretty sure windscreen prices, windscreen fitters, and recovery. But everyone who supplies us stuff will be going up before we do. And that's what we're like, I'm afraid. That's our industry. Because we've never come together. We've never stood together. And we need to now more than ever. Because I know there's let's face it, the world's in turmoil at the moment because we're not over COVID. For some reason, I'm sick of hearing people thinking that it's the end of COVID, it's finished. It's not even started, really. As I say, we've got the new onslaught of these part problems, which is massive. Let's face it, is it going to get worse? That's my big concern because it's blocking our workshop up. We've got more and more cars sitting around doing nothing, waiting. They can't get that part. It's on to another. That one's on back order. Don't know. That one's indefinite. Courtesy cars are out far too long. We need them cars in to get repairable cars, but it's slowly blocking up. I don't know if you're getting the same. And again, this is information I want to know. The body shop's starting to get blocked up because we can't get the parts to finish the jobs, to get the cars, to get and to keep it spinning. So that could be a major, major problem, and it could be quite a serious one in months to come. But again, guys and girls, if anyone has ideas, things we do together, I pull a meeting once a week, and we discuss the problem cars. What cars have we got that are now the problem? And then we'll try and go over that vehicle. And let's face it, if you've got a £10,000 repairing and you've got a £300 part that's blocking that vehicle being repaired, it's worth phoning the insurer, whoever it is, to say, can I do this? Because we've got a major problem. You could, if it's like, for instance, an indefinite back order, you've got a vehicle out on hire, a courtesy car, you've got a job that you need repairing, of course, because things need to tick. It might be worth asking them, can I put a second-hand part on it? Can I get that car fixed? I know we're talking about these green parts, and that's what they are, second-hand parts, however you dress it up. But that's another issue. But, you know, I actually don't really agree with green parts unless the customer is okay with it. So you can ask the customers. That's what I'm going to be doing, asking the insurer, then asking the customers to say, look, this is the problem. We'll make sure it's a cracking part for you, but we need to get these jobs through. Or do you want to wait 3 months for your car to be to come back to you? And I think most people will be reasonable and sort of say, yeah, okay, I'll do that. But that's another way of us sort of getting these cars through. That's only what I've come up with, or we've come up with quite quickly, because we need to. I'm interested in your ideas. What are you guys doing about it? This is what Crash Clinic is for. So again, keep joining, keep sharing the news, keep sharing the information. And again, we'll try and bring you more and more people on each week. I had to be quick this time because I knew I'd got my some things to do, of course. And Valentine's Day, of course, had to open bags and bags of letters and envelopes. So it kept me busy last night, but there you go. So I didn't have as much time to plan this week, but we'll plan out for next week. And I hope everybody enjoyed having Tim, Motor Claim Guru, last week. I thought he was fantastic. So I think we'll be seeing a bit more of Tim. But again, like Tim said last week, what issues do you want to see discussed? Help us, help you. Crash Clinic, the Repairers Social Network, is all about us. It's all about repairers, independent, coming together.
Crash TV. Feel the pain.
Feel the pain. That's the pain of what we have to go through in this industry, of course. All the issues and the problems. So we're here to fix these and work together. So guys and girls, again, thanks anyone who's watching this, of course. Thanks for your time. If you want a pad, if you want a wall planner, just send me your information. If you haven't yet joined up, join us and follow us on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook as well. And please, please, please go to the website www. I hate saying that part now. Crashclinic.com. Sign up. It's totally free, of course, at the moment. Yes, we are going to want some people to help paying at some stage, because I'd like to employ someone to help us. We've got lots of issues we can run. We need to create funds to do that. There's lots that's going to be coming out of Crash Clinic in the future months. So guys and girls, please join. Please keep together. Please join in. More importantly, we need you to join in. So we'll see you again next Tuesday. Take care. Have a great week and keep battling. Keep fighting. Take care. All the best. See you next Tuesday.